Has John Cena's heel turn actually been boring so far, Sarah? I do not think so. I think we just need to be fucking patient, to be quite honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a whole tour that
Mm-hmm.
is just kicked off. But, I may be in the minority here.
I'm just seeing so much more of this conversation online. Like I saw a TikTok that had like thousands and thousands of likes and hundreds of comments where everybody was just saying this. Like, yeah, it's just not been good. And I saw the main complaints were um that he hasn't talked about The Rock yet, which I said to like we've talked about that, like we're whatever. And he only has one more date. I think he's only on Raw, and then we don't see him again till Mania. I would just like to believe that maybe that means The Rock shows up for the next ones. That's what I would like to think. Which I feel like how can you complain then? Because then maybe we'll hear from The
Exactly.
Rock. And then the other thing is people don't like the way that he's going about being a heel, like making it about how he's like turning on the fans and he's sick of the fans and people aren't buying into that. Um and I get it because when we talked about it, we were like, oh, this was kind of a surprising direction that they were taking. But at the same time, um, I don't know that when people were talking about how it was possible for Cena to be the one that turned heel and joined The Rock, I don't remember really hearing anybody talk about how Cena should go about being a heel. There was nobody that ever really was like, "Oh, this is what he should do." It was just
Hmm.
we want to see him turn heel. There was nothing after that. Or if it was, it's like they basically want him to go out there and just like bury the shit out of Cody. But that's what you said you hated about him when he was active. So, what is it? Like I feel like people are just being fickle, and it's like you're finally getting what you want. You wanted a Cena heel turn, and now you're complaining because it's not the Cena heel turn you wanted. Like I'm
Correct.
just confused. I don't get it.
It's only really, it just,
Fickle! They're fickle!
For real though. It's like I understand that it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I feel like him turning on the fans just made the most sense, and it also protects Cody. We have The Rock who has a vendetta against Cody.
yes.
It's fine that Cena is not matching that energy. And I think Cena purposely doesn't want to do that either because he doesn't want to actually like bury Cody or harm him in any way. Um, I think that we're gonna see enough of that with The Rock. Like I'm fine with it. I mean, again, I don't know what people were expecting. I don't know, their expectations were clearly far too high, or they think that they could do so much better, and that whatever they could come up with would have been better. Again, I still don't even know what that is. How do you think he should have gone about this? What would have
His
been better?
heel turn?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what could have what how else could he have gone about it? I don't know. Other than, like I said, completely burying Cody, which like what does that do?
Yeah, without burying, that's the easy alternative that pops into my mind. But the other thing would be that it's very robotic. He doesn't say anything. He just comes out and lets the crowd chant anything they want at him, say "fuck you, Cena," "Cena sucks," all that, and then leave. You know, that would make it, in my eyes, like better because we still haven't heard, and it would have made for that first promo when he speaks
Mhm.
hit home a lot more. It's going fine. Like that's why I just am confused by this because I don't see the rage yet. I don't see a reason to get all upset. It's only been 2 weeks. So we've only had 2 weeks, or yeah, 2 weeks of Cena.
2 weeks that
It'll
he's
be
been on, but
three,
I think it's 3 weeks. Yeah.
but 3 weeks since. So it's only been 3 weeks. The first week he turned. The week after he spoke about it. The week after that he came back and spoke about it a little more. Yeah, a little bit of the same thing, but there was still another layer added. You know what I mean? There was still something else to go off, and Cody hasn't touched him yet.
You know what I think it is? I think the underlying thing is that people don't like Cody. So they
I
want to
don't.
I think it is. That
I
it's
don't think that.
not all of it. I think that there's a subsection that doesn't like Cody. They think his title run has been super boring. They think that like his promos aren't hitting. And so like they kind of want to see Cena go harder at him because of that. And that's not happening. So they're disappointed by that also, because they were like, all right, if he's going to kind of be like corporate Cena with The Rock, it's like, okay, then go against that corporate guy who is Cody. And he's not doing that. At least not yet. We don't know what's going to happen. And again, maybe your expectations are too high. I think some of us are still living off of the high of what was WrestleMania 40 and just how good that buildup was between Roman, Rock, and Cody.
That's literally
That you're
is
thinking
all.
like that expectation is like on another level that we're never going to see a WrestleMania, at least for a very long time. So like trying to make it be like a repeat of what we saw last year, it's just not going to happen because the vibe isn't the same. There was no pivot. Like there wasn't all this drama going on that we were literally seeing unfold in front of us. Like it's just not the same.
It's not the same at all. You had a once in a lifetime moment that we've seen semi once before with Daniel Bryan, and even that was not on the level that Cody Rhodes got, the reception, the movement that we started of We Want Cody. And it was actually a powers that be of TKO versus WWE with that. Like there's so many little ins and outs that go into that we will never see again.
It's why
And
I feel like
why we
Cody.
have now what?
Go
It's
ahead.
like why we have now this great buildup. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's been a great buildup for Mania. Not just the match itself, but the other matches on the card. That was something that last year lacked a little bit, was that all the other matches were just great buildups in general. They weren't buildups to a Mania type match. This year we have obviously the night 2 main event in Cody versus Cena, the newly announced main event for night 1, Roman versus Punk versus Seth. We have Io, Rhea, and Bianca to be excited about. We have Jay versus Gunther. Like, there's other matches on the card. Don't you dare roll your eyes.
No, I remember today that we're gonna be at the Raw after Mania, and I'm gonna want to throw myself off of the.
I'm gonna yeet all over you. Okay. I'm gonna just.
I'm gonna want to die. Like, oh god. But anyway,
I'm gonna be so
um,
happy. Too bad
I
it's
feel like
Vegas.
because of this reaction, and if we believe that Triple H is chronically online, and sees what people are saying, it makes me feel even more that Cena's winning at Mania, because it feels like if he doesn't, that's where we're going to see a revolt. Like I feel that is something that is going to satisfy the people that want Cena to be a tougher heel, like I guess more like The Rock heel, like, or the final boss. It feels like, okay, then he kind of has to do that. But that's the thing that also makes it interesting, is people want more from Cena. So if he wins, will they cheer?
I will.
Like
I'm gonna
it's
let
like,
you know right now. I'm cheering.
that's the thing. It's like kind of tricky though, because you don't want that, right? Like Cody is the face of the company. You don't want him losing the title to John Cena to be a good thing. So